Alright, we are back and the Beastmen have been set up again. The Empire have been set up again, and we are going to switch sides. Because why not? Normally, I would do another test run of the same armies in the same configuration to show that it's not a one-sided outcome. But another benefit of the game that I have been wanting to try is because you're not waiting for another player and you've got AI rules, so you can just swap sides and play the game again. And so we've had a bit of a terrain rejig. I have decided to set up lines of 10 gunners and put the spearmen on the flank as more of a relieving force. And the beastmen have been set up similarly to last time. Shaman's in them with the minotaurs this time, and the beastmen are the ones that get a big stack of old magic cards. And my level 1 wizard pulled Curse, which curses an enemy unit. So, no big fireballs, unfortunately, but we shall have game number 2. Let's crack on. So obviously, the Beastman activation sheet, I should say, is what we're using this time while I'm taking the Empire. And good thing we did, because as soon as I decided to pull it out and have a go, I found some misprints and issues. So I've gone through and edited those. Hopefully that's the last of the just plain old misprints, and it's up to game playtesting stage. And yeah, you guys grab a download and let me know what needs updating, what needs changing. All right, red will be Beastman, blue will be my guys. Let's see who's going first. It is Beastman going first. Unfortunately for the Empire, let's roll a few of these. Let's see what the army orders for the Beastmen are going to be. 5, Bestial Surge, plus D6, movement and charge. Okay, 2, not a disaster. The Beast Chief is going to roll on the hero chart and Relentless Hunt, make an immediate movement action. I am smelling problems for the Empire with movement actions this early in the game, but let's do it. So immediate movement action is only 4 inches for a chieftain, so that's not a complete disaster. Over he comes, and the roll for the wizard, the Beastman Shaman in with the Minotaurs, shall be 4, which is also a Relentless Hunt roll. Here come the Minotaurs, and as you can see, the activation sheet, each army is a little bit different with what they do, and the Beastmen have quite a few movement-related activations that they can roll up. The wizard roll is successfully cast 1 spell at total power, so I can forget about doing my Winds of Magic to dispel. The Shaman is going to get off a total power spell, and let's just go off the top. What do we got? Rancid Visitation. This spell cast upon a unit 18 inches away. Target models begin to rot and putrefy, items fall off, blisters and decay, eyes pop from their sockets. Love the details. 2d6 strength 4 hits in the same way as from shooting. That is unfortunate. Yay. So, the Shaman has moved forward in his free move. This would be out of range for sure if he hadn't, and it is just out of range. So, unfortunate for the Beastmen, but very, very fortunate for the Empire. Alright, so it might just be easier for me to do the movement rolls over on this side, remembering that they all have an extra 2-inch, of course, because I've already forgotten that, and I wonder if that has, and of course it has. It's brought them in range. Gotta remember your activation rolls, people. Alright, so that was 2d6, 5, strength 4, just as shooting against the handgunners, 4, putrid rot thing, and that is strength 4, so that is, that is 4 dead handgunners. They did have armor in this list, but strength 4 would negate that. That is not 50%, but it's over 25, which could be a panic test. They have passed the panic test, so that is good. Alright, so now, like I was about to do, back to the movement on this side. So, we'll start with the dogs. They've got a 5, and that means pounce, march, or charge towards the nearest enemy. And that means 12 for dogs, plus 2 is 14. So they are moving up rapidly, and it is looking Unfortunate. The Minotaurs haven't moved yet. That was a free move at the start. But advance towards the nearest if contact is made. So advance is 6. And these handgunners and cannon have a lot of work to do. But the general is the chieftain. Sorry, is going to advance. +2 to move. 6. And the gauze. Same thing. Advance +2. Makes them a 6-inch move. Straight ahead. Okay, that is awfully close after just round 1. So, back to the Empire and see what I can do about this situation. Just had to avoid the urge to make a roll on the activation chart because I don't need to for these guys. Those handgunners are not going to move at all. Cannon's not going to move at all. Wizard's not going to move. The general is not going to move. He ran out last time and did not have a good time against the Gauls. The spearmen are going to move because I've played 5th edition, sure. And flank charges are good. Shimmy them a bit into a position, which will make them a bit of a menace. Now, magic is at the end of 5th edition. So, shooting. Question is, do you shoot at a bunch of Minotaurs and hope for the best, or do you shoot for a bunch of dogs and have a slightly better chance? Maybe I should start with a cannon, like I was supposed to do so many times before. And let's see if this cannon does not let me down. I'm going to say 6 inches. 6 inches is there. Come on, cannonball. Right, the Minotaurs. Boop. All right, don't fail me now. 4 inches, that's not bad. That's not bad. Here they go. 4 inches. And big numbers, come on. 2 inches. Absolutely appalling. I think we might just get the tip of that base. So what was that? 6 plus 4 is 12. No. Nope. That is out of range. That is unfortunate. That is a wasted cannonball. Should have made it 8. Should have made it 8. All right. Shoot at the dogs. Maybe I can cause a panic. Maybe I can cause a panic. So we've got 6 handgunners left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they inside of half range? Let's find out. 12 inches. Some of them are. So I will take 1, 2, 3 red dice. 1, 2, 3 red dice and 3 blue dice. The reds are on 3s. Blues are on 4s. Fire! Oh, jeez. That is a good roll. 5 hits, but it's going to take 4s to wound because dogs are toughness 4, handgun strength 4. What do we got? And only 1 dog. That is not going to be enough for a panic test. Okay, unfortunate. Scooching over here. If I am really lucky, and I am not. He's still technically within 5 inches of that unit, but cannot be targeted unless he's the closest target, and he's within 5 inches of a unit. So he is, in fact, the closest target. So, sorry, Beastman Chief, I am going to unleash a bunch of handguns on you, and that could be exactly what the Empire need. So, shooting a single character model is -1. Shooting over half is -1. It's going to be a tough shot, but I believe in you guys. 2, 6, 8, 10. Gonna need 6s to hit. There's only 1 hit, and I have a sneaking suspicion that Beastman Chief might be toughness 5, but I'll roll it first. Oh, it's done it anyway. If it's toughness 4, it's done it. If it's toughness 5, it's done it. So that is a wound -1 to his heavy armor. So he only has 6 to save it. And he's flippin' got it. That is a Beastman Chief who is coming. He is a-coming. Nothing's going to stop that. All right. So that is the magic phase. And let's do our 3. Only 2 wins of magic cards. And 1, 2. We've got 1 power, 1 dispel, and our thing takes 2 power to cast. So, that is unfortunate. That is not a great start for the poor old Empire. And Beastman turn 2. This might be another walkover. I believe the Empire book was actually 4th edition when 5th edition came out. So maybe that's why they're getting pummeled so easily. All right, rolling for the army orders for the Beastmen. 3, stalking their prey. 1 unit that is out of line of sight makes an immediate stalk move, which is d6 inches. As you can see, movement important again. Otherwise, they can go d3 inches. So I think that would be, I reckon that would be the Minotaurs. d3 inches. Is it going to make a difference anyway? It is. They're going to get the mighty 3, and they're going to go this way. Because if it's going to be bad news for the Empire, it may as well be super bad news. All right, let's do it. Hero chart. Over to the Beastman Chieftain. He's going to get a 1. No additional action. And the Beastman Shaman is going to get a 2. Rally of fleeing units within 18 inches. And there isn't one, so nothing major for the hero units. And Wizard chart is got total power again. Okay, so there's no point in having that Dispel card, and there's no point shuffling these because I'm going to keep the Dispel card anyway. So, here she comes. Next one off the rack is Stream of Corruption. Vomits forth a jet of indestructible foulness. Get the Stream of Corruption template, which I don't have, but from memory, it's going to be one of these guys, and nothing's in range of that, unfortunately. D6 for each model under the template. Yeah. Well, excellent spell, but out of range. Yeah. Unless it's a 12-inch template, which it is not. No good. Unfortunate. Okay, well, that's a bit of relief for the poor Empire defenders. Now we go to the movement chart, and we may just head over to the other side again. Let's start with the dogs while we're here. 5, charge towards the nearest enemy. That is 12 inches, and that is handgunners. They are going to open fire at the charging enemy. Oops. That was a bit of a disaster. And hopefully stop these dogs on the way in. Stranger things have happened. All right, the Minotaurs, they have a 6. They're going to march or charge towards the nearest enemy units. It's not the handgunners anymore because they're in combat. It's going to be, let's see, they're kind of equidistant. The mage and the cannon. We're going to charge the cannon, and it's an extra d6 to their move, which is huge, but about the same. I don't know if cannons, can cannons stand and shoot? We're about to find out. They cannot stand and shoot in this edition, so that is a super bad news day for the crew. Here we go with the Beastman Chief, who is going to keep on meandering forward at walking pace towards the nearest enemy, which I believe is this way. And lastly, we have the Gauls, which are actually going to suffer their animosity and not move at all. All right, let's do these handgunners, these poor beleaguered handgunners. They've got their 6 shots against the incoming dogs. They're -1s to hits. That's going to be 5s, 2 hits, and it'll be 4s, 1 wound, no save, not enough to panic the dogs again. And in they come. This is going to be nasty, nasty news. All right, and no need to roll on the attack charts because these guys are just going to attack whoever's in front of them. So, dogs charged in first. They get to go first. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attacks from the dogs. This is gonna be interesting. And we have, it is weapon skill 4, so 3s to hit. Yikes. Plenty of hits, and of course strength 4, so it's only going to be 3s to wound. And light armor, yikes, that is 5. That is 5. Poor dead gunners from the Chaos Hounds. One of them is going to swing back. Good luck, Theodore. And he is going to miss. That is no good, buddy. And taking his break test, which is 5, 6, 7, 8 from the general, I believe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, he's definitely leaving dodge, and he's going to go 9 inches way back here. really not likely to come back. The dogs are going to pursue, and they are not going to catch him. Okay, so I'll keep them distracted at least for a bit. All right, Minotaurs versus Empire crew. This is probably a combat that I would skip if I had an opponent, but why not? The Minotaurs are going to be hitting on 3s. Yep. And they're going to be wounding on 3s. Yep. No saves. There goes all of the cannon crew. That is the end of that combat. That is going to be some panic tests for these poor units close enough to this destroyed unit here. The wizard is going to be okay using the general's leadership. General's going to be okay, and the handgunners are going to be okay. All right. Survive the panic test, guys. That is something, but you've only got 1 unit of handgunners and a bunch of spearmen, so we're going to have to do something drastic here, Empire. And it is the Empire's turn. So we are going to, I guess charges are first, aren't they? And they are not going to make the charge into that general, who is definitely out there by himself, but I've got an idea. All right. This general is going to charge into this unit of Minotaurs, because he's crazy. Yeah. He's also going to challenge the Beastman Shaman, who is going to accept, because he's a Beastman Shaman. The Wizard is going to maybe sidle away from this mob and get over on this side. These guys are going to move up there 4 inches. All right. Now, that leaves the handgunners. Once again, the closest model in range is the Beastman Chief. And if we get super duper lucky, we might hit this Beastman Chief, kill it, and cause a general break on the enemy's part. So, no pressure, guys, but I don't think there's much else to do to turn around our fortunes in this game. So, 10 shots. It is not over half range anymore. They haven't moved, but it is an individual model. So we are going to need 5s to hit the Beastman Chieftain. And we have 2. That is, they're going to have to be 5s and 6s. No pressure. 1 wound with his heavy armor. He can't... Can you believe that? He's just saved it again. These handgunners have done nothing. That Beastman Chief is sticking around. All right. Our only other miracle on ice is if this general is fighting a challenge, then the Minotaurs can't attack. So we want to get a lot of excess wounds on this Shaman. Hitting on 3s. That is all hits. And he's strength 4, but he's got +2 on the charge for this flail. So that is 6 against 5. That's 3s. That's 2 wounds. That's enough to do it. And the Beastman Shaman is basic bones and doesn't have any special armor. So does he have 2 wounds? He might just have 2 wounds. The Beastman Shaman only has 2 wounds. Oh my. Well, we've killed a Beastman Shaman. The general has done something. There he goes. We haven't caused any excess wounds. So it's just going to be defeating the Minotaurs by exactly 1. Is that going to be enough to make them do something crazy, like fail a break test and be chased off? They are leadership 9, so they only have to roll 8 or under. They've only rolled a 10. The Beastman Chieftain might be in range, but is his leadership 10? I don't think it is. What? It's only 8. What a turn of events. The Minotaurs, seeing their buddy, the only person they're in charge of keeping alive, the Shaman, be knocked down, are going to... I'm going to assume they've lost interest in the battle and started to meander off. So they're going to go, which is crazy. What? 3rd dice for the cavalry. That is 5, 6, 7, 8. That is... This is probably not far enough. Okay, it's up to you, Monsieur General. Can you beat that on 3 dice? Can you beat an 8? Oh my. He absolutely can. And the Minotaurs are run down. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. I've always had horrendous luck with the Minotaurs when I'm playing Beastmen, but that is extreme. Okay. So at the end of combat, the generals smashed that. I was about to wrap this up. It's game on. It's still game on. Okay, so the Beastman Chief is going to take his panic test and be fine for that destroyed unit. right next door. And combat's over. Magic phase. Rolling up for magic cards. It's another terrible, terrible roll. But, and that is unfortunate because I only kept the 1 power and it's a 2 power spell. And now there's no shaman to stop me, so I may as well keep that power. Magic phase over. I suppose every game is a slightly more exciting magic phase game when there is more than level 1 wizards everywhere. Well, that was Empire turn 2, and that was something to behold. Beastmen turn 3 coming up, and let's do our thing. Okay, so, I forgot to rally Jean-Pierre over here, who's running away, and he does not. He's well out of range of the general. Okay, so let's see what the army orders are for the Beastmen. 1 unit out of line of sight can stalk move, and the 1 unit that's out of line of sight is the hounds, so they actually can move the full D6, which is 3 inches. So they might halve that is 1.5 inches. So if they use half of their move to turn, then 1.5 inches wheel, and that is the hounds getting a free move off the army order. All right, the hero chart, we still have the Beastman Chief, and he is going to get a 6, which means Bestial Fury. He gains +2 strength and +2 attacks for the remainder of the turn. So if you can get a charge off, that would be super unfortunate for the Empire. Okay, still in potential trouble. No wizard anymore, so movement chart, we'll start with the dogs. 6, charge to the nearest unit +D6. So they are just out of the charge arc of this wizard by a hair, which makes the handgunners the closest target, but their charge is 12 plus D6. So they are just out by 2 inches. If they can roll 2 or higher, and they don't. All right, 13 inches. That is pretty close. So that will count as a march instead of a charge, but gunners are going to have to do something drastic here. I don't think they can't move and shoot in this edition, so they can turn and maybe do a standard shoot next time. All right, Beastman Chief. I want his movement chart. Needs a good one. 4, stalking, may move D6 or D3 if he's in line of sight. That could be the clincher because he is ready to savage people, but he's just not got the right roll this time. He's only going to go 1 inch that way. And that's good. That could save the Empire. And the Gauls at the back, they are going to get 2, which is the regular advance. 4 inches, they come a-plodding. They come plodding closer and closer. Whoop. Made a hash of it. Got movement trays. Got a whole box full of movement trays. Decided, it's such a small game, I won't need them. Regrets. Okay, so the Beastman turn, really none too effective. I am going to put a little 6 there because he is, until the next turn, next roll, he is +2 strength and +2 to his attacks. Okay. Empire, next turn, some breathing room at last. Charges, well, we have nothing in our charge arcs, unfortunately. Generals are facing the wrong way on horses, and that is going to be longer than 8 inches. So, no charges, unfortunately. I'm going to have to. These guys are just going to use their whole movement to reform. Going to get an extra rank on there, just in case we get a spicy roll on the wizard and they can survive a round of fighting against the dogs. That extra rank might be handy. The general is going to maneuver to take on the beast lord. Not going to charge, well, can't charge this turn, but happy not to charge with his +2 strength, +1 attack, +2 attacks. And the spearmen are going to stay where they are and hope that the beastmen move up into a position to be charged next turn. And that brings us to the magic phase. Magic phase! 4 cards this time. Now we've got some power. And we are going to cast, without an enemy to dispel it, Curse upon the Chaos Hounds. -1 penalty to all shooting and hand-to-hand combat hit rolls. So that should be handy if they get into contact with these gunmen. And I will keep yet another power card. And that's the turn. All right. Can't remember what turn we're up to, but it is Beastman turn. And let's roll on. Oh, seeing red. All Beastman units have -1 leadership, but +1 attack this turn. That may have just evened the odds for those hounds. All right, we're rolling again for the Beastman Chief, and this time, no additional effect. This one's actually called Squirrel. Distracted. No additional effect for the heroes. No wizards, so we're straight onto the movement chart, and we'll move the Chaos Hounds. Is that they're going to get exactly what they want. Stampede, so they are going to well and truly charge, and I didn't actually realise when I manoeuvred that, they are within half, so there's no stand and shoot reaction available. Ain't that a shame? Okay, the Beastman Chief is going to get his charge as well, and the Gauls are going to straight up advance like they have been doing most of the game when they're not fighting amongst themselves. So, it's kind of what the Spearmen wanted though. They wanted them to get a little bit closer for a counter charge, and it's all getting very real very suddenly. Okay, Chaos Hounds. I may have just ruined it for my poor handgunners. They're going to have 3 attacks each instead of 2, thanks to the army orders. But instead of hitting on 3s, they're hitting on 4s because of the curse, which has done not a lot. It means they missed an extra hit. All right, they're still going to be wounding on 3s though. This may obliterate that extra rank, and it most certainly does. That is 6 light armor, which doesn't count against strength 4. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all the back row. +1. Yep. All right. Handgunners punching back. They are going to need 4s to hit. All 4 of them. 3. Okay, they're going to need some massive numbers here. 5s. 1. 1 dog down versus 6. Is plus a standard. That's -4. And they are well and truly gone. Fleeing 9 inches, and the dogs 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. They do not catch them. Yikes. 9 inches. Headed for the safety of the barn. Let's get out of here. Pursued by exactly up against them, the cursed hounds. All right. Beastman Chief got the charge off. So Beastman Chief will be doing the attacking. Unfortunately for the Beastman Chief, he has a double hand weapon. So that means he will strike last. So that means the Empire General will go first. It's the first round of combat, so he's got his flail. He is going to be hitting on 4s. 2 hits, strength 6, toughness 5, 3s to wound, 1 wounds, and that is no arm save, having that much strength. There's 2 wounds left on the Beastman. However, it's his turn, and he's got 3 attacks also. He's going to be hitting on 3s and wounding on 5, 6, yeah, 2s. Oh, yes. So, barding, shield, heavy armor, -1, 2, 3. Only 6s only for the Empire General, and none of them. He is out of there. And that is the end of combat for the Beastmen, and so that is panic tests for all. Okay for the Wizards. Okay for the Spearmen. Those guys are already running, so they'll do a test again. I am going to give the Empire the benefit of the doubt. They're definitely down, but they're not completely out. All right, so Empire turn. Let's see if we can rally these guys. We cannot. They are going to keep on running. Another 5 inches out of there. Okay, these Spearmen are going to charge. Gone. Let's get this happening. It's not quite the flank charge that they wanted it to be, but here we go. 4 across the front. Cores are all set up. Mage is not going to be psychotic and charge that chieftain. In fact, might just 4 inches over this way. A little bit of distance. All right, no shooting because they're all panicked and running off. Spearmen, they are going to fight in the front rank for this round because they charged. And let's skewer some Gauls. 2, no, only 1 of those went through, and the Gauls can't use their halberd. They can't use their shield because they're halberd, so it's only 1 wound, unfortunately. And they are going to hit back on 3s. On 3s. That is a 6 to save. That is 2 down. 2 down, a rank and a standard. No, 2 plus by a rank and a standard. That's losing by 2. And that is off. I think that is the game for the Beastmen. A little bit closer than it was the last game. Yeah, certainly. Unit of Gore. Few Chaos Hounds. Maybe if the handgunners had done more damage on the Chaos Hounds, it would have been different. And yeah, Chieftain left versus a Wizard and some fleeing units. So, not bad. I got to play Empire for a change. That's nice. All right, that's Field of Fate, version 2.0. Thanks for watching.